Hello everyone, welcome to today's live show. If you guys are able to hear me properly, please give me a thumbs up. I am live on all the platforms, including YouTube, Facebook, as well as on TikTok. So initially, we'll take questions from all sources. So if you have any questions, you can start posting in the comment box. First question is received from Prerna Taloriza, 95 points for 190 and 105 points for 491. Offshore UI is already submitted. Any chances? So Prerna Taloriza, I have to check what your occupation is. 224999. Guys, if you're watching me live on TikTok, please help me in getting double taps on the screen because I am looking for at least 50 viewers. I am also live on Facebook as well as on YouTube. So I would prefer all of you guys to bring all the questions on that platform. So it is easier for me to show the questions to everyone and we all learn at the same time. I'm just looking at this occupation 224999. So information and organization professional. Um, I am going to show you that on screen. So as you guys know that today we received some information regarding the nominations. So I think as per today's information, the information that we received from Migration Institute of Australia, the number of places are not going to change a lot in this financial year. So it is going to have the same numbers for 491 and 190 as compared as it was in the last financial year. If that does not changes, the nomination program more or less will stay the same as it was last financial year. So there are priority sectors for most of the states. And if your occupation is not in the priority sector, you have limited chances. So Prerna, I have displayed information about EOIs in this screen here, if you're able to see. Now, IT, generally Victoria, New South Wales, these two states invite a lot of IT occupations. If you have 5+ or 8+ years of work experience from offshore, and if you have a superior English, and given that you have 95 points for 190, I believe you have 5+ years of work experience. The chances of getting invite from these states, given the limited number of nomination places they may receive, I would say limited. Okay, but I would recommend you to don't lose hope. If it doesn't happen this financial year, you may get it in next financial year. And also, if you have great skills, continue exploring options for employer sponsored visa as well. And if you are in IT sector, probably explore your circles in your current job. And if you have people working in Australia, your friends or family or relatives, anyone, create professional network, because 482 visa could be a pathway for you while you're located offshore. If you are able to come to Australia on that visa, probably it can create a better pathway for you, and probably it can materialize a bit quicker as well as compared to waiting from offshore for invite. Okay, I hope that helps. We have 44 people on TikTok. I want everyone to bring all your questions to YouTube. If you go to YouTube, you can search my channel as Mohinder Migration Agent Australia and bring all the questions there. Okay. Next question was from, just give me one sec. Next question was from Love for Cricket, Food Technologist, 80 points for 190, 90 points for 400 offshore. What are the chances I have superior English and 3+ years of work experience? So food technology related occupation, probably um, I believe it is a technical occupation. You have chances from Victoria as well as from New South Wales with 3+ years of work experience and superior English, and probably from South Australia as well. So all the best to you. Make sure you have different EUIs for different subclasses for different states. Okay. Why do I recommend so? Because you don't want to show one state that you also have expressed interest to other state as well. They may or may not give you nomination. That could also be a deciding factor. And we have seen that with our work experience, that if the states see that you have also lost nomination or ROI in other state, they may not feel confident to nominate you, because they feel that they are going to waste their nomination place if they don't, if you don't take up that opportunity to convert that invite into a visa application. Okay. I've got a few questions coming from TikTok as well. Suman Chetri is asking, nursing conversion bachelor's ECU, does it give 15 points? Um, Bachelor degree will give you 15 points. Okay. Even if it is a conversion course, as long as they have given you bachelor degree, and if that bachelor degree plus your previous qualification is equivalent to Australian bachelor degree, it should give you 15 points. So bachelor, you can get 15 points for your bachelor's degree if your qualification is equivalent to Australian bachelor's degree. Okay. Gorpinder is saying, is family sponsorship and regional points are same? Is family sponsorship and regional points are same? Absolutely right. Either you can get points from your family, or you can get points from your um, state. But the family sponsored invites only received directly from Department of Home Affairs. You don't apply for state nomination if you're applying under family sponsored. Now, under family sponsored stream, you don't receive a large number of invites, unfortunately. Okay, last year we only had 79 invites under family sponsored. In the latest invitation round that happened for 189, they also invited some people under family sponsored stream as well, from their EUIs, but we don't have that data available. Okay, that data might come in future and may be published on Department of Home Affairs website. All right, I have a question from Revive. I think that's on YouTube. Working as ECT in regional New South Wales, what are the chances for 491 for 65 plus 15? Wonderful question. I think if you're working as in regional area as a ECT, 65 plus 15 can work out for you. Regional New South Wales has a pathway one direct state nomination application. I'm not sure how competitive it is going to be in this financial year. Hopefully, not as it would stay the same as it was last financial year. Remember, they have one requirement of TISMIT salary, but if you're working as ECT, you may be working around 80K, maybe earning around 80K already. So you would by default meet that criteria. So it is just a matter for us to get the states to open and post their new criteria for 491 and 190. You have very high chances if you are employed in your own field and if you are in regional New South Wales as ECT. I wish you all the best. If you need any assistance, if your current agent is not giving you the support that you need, if you are not sure and you have never engaged any agent in the past, but you are now under pressure, under time pressure, this is the time to make sure that you get the best possible advice for you. I have my number scrolling on the screen. You can't call me now, but later on, you can book appointment with me sometimes tomorrow or day after tomorrow. Our consultation charges are $165, and if you sign up with us for any of the services in future, those $165 will become part of the final quote, so you don't lose anything. Okay, so that's how it works at Endeavour Education and Migration Services. All the best, Mr. Revive. Next question was from Sam. Sam asked, sir, does pharmacy technician job from Asian country offshore qualify for skills assessment? Does 190 invite currently 190 visa? What factors matter if I get invited? Very good question, Sam. Very, very thoughtful question, Sam. So, Sam, Can overseas work experience also be accepted? Yes, as long as it is at the appropriate skill level and you have enough evidence. So pharmacy technician skills assessment is only taken from vet assess, I believe. And vet assess requires you to show organization chart, your pay slips, your bank statements, so many things you are required to show to make sure that you are working at appropriate skill level. And can 190 invite guarantee 190 visa? If you have claimed the points correctly and if your health and character are good, then generally most invites for 190 would convert into 190 visa grants too. Okay, make sure you take professional help. Honest, ethical, professional migration agent you need to hire. This is the time when you really need to make sure that your application, you're claiming the points correctly, you're mitigating any risk factors, and you're not claiming something that you cannot justify with the help of documents in future. Thank you very much, Mr. Sunil. Always appreciate your support, my friend. Sai Krishna is asking if the state withdraws my nomination because my previous agent provided wrong information. Am I working in my field, which is in the critical skill list for the state? Do I have chance to get it again? Sai, in cases where someone has provided incorrect information from your side, we can fight for it. We can make a case that it was not your fault for your previous refusals of state nomination applications. It is possible, but it would require more work. Okay, and I really need to understand the situation. But is it possible? Yes, it is possible. If you're working in critical list, if everything is correct, then yes, it is possible. This is why you always hire a migration agent who is honest, ethical, and professional, who sends you every and each information for approval before they lodge it with the Department of Home Affairs. Okay, I'm gonna take a few questions here from TikTok. Guys, if you want to ask questions, please bring all the questions on YouTube or on Facebook. I can show you. On Facebook, we have this. You can see Endeavor Education and Migration Services. That's on Facebook. Endeavor Education and Migration Services. You can see that live. And similarly on YouTube as well. You'll be able to see a live on YouTube too. Just give me 1 sec. So on YouTube, you can search with this name, Mohinder Mara Agent. Okay, Mohinder Migration Agent Australia. Okay, if you bring all the questions on YouTube, I can share the screen with you, show your question to everyone, so we're all learning at the same time. Okay. As Omar is asking on TikTok, why some occupations are not invited in recent 189 round. Very good question, and very simple but very very good question. Omar, you got to understand supply and demand. Okay, so what is the purpose of general skill migration, which includes 189, 491, and 190? The purpose of general skill migration is to address skill shortage through state sponsored and federally sponsored visas, right? Now, if an occupation is in demand and if we require more people, those occupations are preferred for 189 in most cases. So at the moment, construction, health, teaching, three topmost occupations that we have. Why construction is needed? Because we need more houses. Why health is needed? Because everyone needs health. And then why teaching? Because teachers are also required everywhere, especially in regional areas. So these three occupations were in top priority for the government this financial year, for 189 and in this previous round. Would there be other occupations that could get invited in future? Yes. Okay, but not in big numbers. So it's about that demand. What is required? What is Australia's need at that particular point in time? This is the reason why state nomination process goes from financial year to financial year. Okay. I have a question from Pema Sherpa. Sir, I'm working in New South Wales Regional as RN. What are the chances for 491 with 75 points, 60 plus 15 points from state? Very good chances, very, very high chances. You could also be eligible in New South Wales Pathway 1, even if you have lower points. And if I'm not sure how long you've been working there. If if you're able to even find a job in regional Victoria, I think regional Victoria prefers RNs like this. I had a client last year. We just applied. She was turning 45 in February. We applied in, I think, December, and we got invited for 491. She was sitting in Melbourne and waiting for 190 invite. That didn't happen. So right strategy at the right time is really, really important. So Pema, you do have options. I hope you have a honest, ethical, and professional migration agent who is assisting you. But if you don't have one, head to my website right now and book appointment so we can get everything ready before the states open. We have your file ready to go by that time. Okay. We have mixed bags. Hey, boss, what are the options as a civil engineer at 85 points for 189, 100 or 491, 190 for 190? Okay, so the mixed bag, civil engineer, pretty good for 189, 190, and 491. I'm not sure where you're located. So I can share my experience. I had a client from offshore. She was invited at 85 points for 190 from South Australia. So she had 80 her own points, but she had 8+ years of work experience, and she had superior English. Even though her age was more than 33, she was still invited. So if you are offshore, but if you have strong work experience, 5+ or 8+ years, and you've got civil engineering skills assessment, and if you're working in the nominated occupation, have superior English, you're going to get invited whether this or the other state. But South Australia is something you can target, because South Australia is also um, inviting people from offshore for 491 and for 190. Even Victoria does too, even New South Wales does too, and even Western Australia does too. So high points and at least 5+ years of work experience from offshore, and similar for onshore as well. Okay, I hope that helps. Next question was PAL 85. Is tourist visa convert to 186 subclass? I have two skills, IT and accounting experience, 15 years in government job. Can tourist visa be converted into 186? It is not that easy, Pal. Pal, the way you have written your question, it seems you are located offshore. आप, मुझे लगता है कि ऑस्ट्रेलिया में नहीं हो, और आप वहां से कोई आपको बोल रहा है कि 186 वीजा आपको मिल सकता है. अगर अच्छी कंपनी है, सॉलिड कंपनी है, यस मिल सकता है. टूरिस्ट वीजा से क्या 186 डाल सकते हो. वर्क राइट्स नहीं मिलेंगे जब तक आपका 186 ग्रांट नहीं होता. ठीक है, सो ये चीज आपको ध्यान में रखनी है. यू ओनली गेट वर्क राइट्स वंस योर 186 वीजा गेट्स ग्रांटेड. The mixed bag, New South Wales, but I don't have job in my own field, no work experience. Try it. If you don't have job, try it. Okay, try it. 190 भी 189 भी आ सकता है. Okay, info global zone, my quotation skipped, sir. Info global zone, that's okay, just give me 1 second. For global zone, okay, info medical lab technician 190 Victoria, 90 points, working in same occupation. Can't really say much about medical lab technician. It's a technical occupation, health related again. But would Victoria invite you for 190? I really doubt. Okay, because these occupations generally do not get invited in large numbers. But I can have a quick look. Medical lab technician, I can have a quick look. These technician related occupations are generally not being considered, especially when the allocation is very limited. But if you have like scientist occupations, probably higher chances. But this technician occupation, I've got few other cases who are waiting. Can't really say much. Okay, let me show you on the screen though. Okay, here we go. So in Victoria, we have 394 people waiting. And onshore and offshore would be more or less the same. At 90 or higher, we have like 100 people, more than 100 people at 90 or higher. So if that is the case, they may give like 10 or 15 invites, or maybe maximum 20. You won't get selected. So If you increase your points by 5 more, just 5 more, you'll come into that top 30 or 40 people. You have high chances. And also apply for other states too. I'm not sure what is your current visa, and if your visa allows you to stay in Australia for the next 10 to 12 months, you can also explore other options. It could be Tasmania, because in Tasmania, if medical lab technician is in their skill list, and if it is in their high priority list, then they can nominate you for 190 as well. But don't move to Tasmania without a job offer. There are lots of people out there who are looking to move to Tasmania. Okay, guys, I think the TikTok viewers are getting really annoyed with me because I'm addressing all the questions on YouTube and on Facebook. So sorry, guys. I will come back to you if I don't see any questions there. Okay, please continue double tapping the screen and continue posting your questions here. Okay, I still TikTok family is high priority for me. You guys support us, and that's why we come live. Yeah, remember, initially we used to do live shows just on TikTok only. So I'm going to come back to you, but continue to stay here. I'm reading some questions from YouTube and Facebook, and once those questions dry out, I'm going to come back to you. Okay, guys, if you're watching a live for the first time, and if you haven't hit that follow button, this is the time to do so. If you're on Facebook, you can follow us. If you're on YouTube, you can subscribe to our channel. And we are going to increase this activity. You'll see more and more live shows in future. And we're working hard to bring a few more offices all around Australia as well as offshore. We want to provide you the best possible opportunity to achieve your PR in Australia. But remember, guys, we cannot change anything unless you want to change yourself, and it is you who has to take the first step. Okay, gone are the days when people used to say, sir, I didn't have access to the right information. You have access to the right information right now while you're attending my live show in today. If you want to discuss your profile with me, head to my website right away and book appointment to see me day after tomorrow, or even later. There are a few slots available. Generally, most of the slots, they get booked in advance, but there are a few slots available. So book your consultation. My charges for consultation are $165. And if you sign up with us for any of the services in future, that $165 will become part of the final quote. So you don't lose anything. Okay, that's how we work at Endeavour Education and Migration Services. So that was the question for, I think, civil engineer, or I think that was the question for Info Global Zone. I think Info Global Zone. So again, I think I have recommended you increasing your points. And if you want to wait for a bit longer, that's fine as well. You can also think about moving to regional Victoria and probably unlock your 4912. I have a question from Pal85, or can I come PR from India? Can someone come as a PR from India? Yes, you can, but you need to have occupation in high priority, superior English, and high points. You can come, a lot of people come to Australia on PR visa. There's no doubt about it, but you need a strategy and you need professional help. Okay. All right. Sagar Subedi is asking, what are the possibilities for RN with 75 points in Gold Coast, Queensland? Sagar Subedi, high time for you to sort of assess your scenario. Gold Coast, if the number of places does not change, Queensland will have 600, 190, 600, 491, and I think it is very, very competitive out there. But can you get 491 at 75 points? You can get 491 at 75 points, but do you really want to rely on just that option, which may or may not click, unless you have other options handy, maybe employer sponsor that. If not, you need a right strategy. So Tasmania could be a right strategy. Tasmania could be possible, but you don't move to Tasmania unless you find a full-time employment contract in Tasmania and you as RN job. So you can target 190. We also have to look at your current visa current visa expiry. Okay. Amir was asking, hello sir, hope you're doing well. Sir, I have certificate 3 and more than 3 years experience in PCA offshore. Can I apply 186 under ACLA? No, you can't apply. Under PCA from offshore, you can only apply 482, and then after 482, you can apply 186. You can't apply 186 directly under as a child care worker. No one would do it. Why would they do it? Because the purpose is to make the the nominee stay with the business for a long time. That's the whole purpose of employer sponsored visa. If they give you the 186 directly, they've got no control over you. You can leave the job and probably start working somewhere else. That's why first 482 and then 186. Okay. Poonam is asking, high change for 55 plus 15 and 70 chef 491 any change study stay work in Queensland regional. So Poonam, there are lots of people who are watching my live show, up to 50 on TikTok, 10, 12, 15 I think on YouTube and Facebook. Remember guys, we are here to help. Okay, but the information that I'm sharing right now with you guys may or may not apply to your individual circumstances. And if you need the information that applies to you, and if you have specific questions that you want to get addressed, you would be required to book appointment, and you can do so from our website, which is scrolling on the screen here. And for TikTok, it's mentioned here in the banner behind me. Nishant was asking, hi sir, I have lodged 190 visa offshore in January 2024 as a developer programmer. When hopefully I can expect a grant. So Nishant, you are one of those lucky people who got 190 from offshore. So just sit and wait and relax. Current processing times for 190, if it is not a priority occupation, and IT is not a priority occupation, is roughly 2 years. Okay, so just sit and relax, and don't make any changes. Don't quit your job. Don't leave anything unless your visa gets granted. Okay, let me share my story with all of you guys. So I want you guys to please stop posting any questions for next 5 minutes. I want to share my story with all of you. Okay, so just stop posting all the questions. Listen to my story. So I was born and brought up in a small hamlet in Himachal Pradesh. My village is 25 kilometers away from a small town, Palampur. It's not small anymore, it's quite big. We have a agriculture university there. We call it CSK HPKV, Chaudhary Sarvan Kumar University. I studied Bachelor of Veterinary Science and Animal Husbandry from 1998 to 2003. I'm quite old for some of you who are, in your early 20s and probably early 30s. Um, I started working as a veterinary officer in of um, Department of Animal Husbandry in Himachal in 2005. And then until 2005, I worked there until 2010. So it was in 2008 when I started looking for opportunities overseas. Okay, one of my brother at that time was living in UAE. He was in Dubai, so he was, and another brother, he was, he was employed in Bangalore, and he was, going all over different countries, including Singapore and other countries, because he was an engineer. So both of these brothers who were living overseas, they inspired me. Mohinder, why don't you think about opportunities outside India? And that's when I started my search for different opportunities. Eventually, because my resume was circulating everywhere on the internet, I used to have a very, very proactive approach. So I was inquired by an agency based in Chandigarh, and they told me, Mohinder, you may be eligible for Australian skilled migration. And I went and saw there, and that's how I got my visa. So I started my process in 2008. I got my visa in 2010. Okay, so it takes time. It is not something that materializes overnight, and it is a step by step process. Okay, but if you have the skills, if your English is good, it is eventually going to happen. But you still need a plan. Okay, whether you are in Australia or you're offshore, and who is the qualified person who can assist you with visas? A registered migration agent in Australia, or located anywhere as long as they are MARA registered, or a migration lawyer in Australia who works in immigration, related matters. You can't really replace the advice you received from these people. I'm not saying just come to me. There are thousands of migration agents. I think we have, in Australia, we have roughly 5,000 migration agents. We have a big Facebook group which has like roughly like 3,000 migration agents. There are lots of migration agents and doing a great job. But take professional help. Don't try to navigate your things yourself. That's all my recommendation. Okay, so I've got a few questions pending here. I think Nishant Prashar, I think I have addressed your question. Next question is coming from P Core, certificate 3 or 4 as a chef with 80 points in Canberra. Any chance? So Canberra chef is not in priority. Okay, and if your visa is running out soon, then you may want to explore employer sponsored visa options if you have an employer willing to sponsor you. Okay, so in Canberra, as such, a chef and cook is not in priority. It may change this financial year, but we are waiting for New Year's criteria from different states. Abdul is asking, sir, chance for getting invited for 491 Victoria as a financial investment advisor. Points are 18, including 15 from. So if you have a job, Victoria values your job, very, very important. And generally, accounting or any financial related occupations, they are not in priority. Okay, so that's just a generic information. But if your employment is very strong, you're employed at like 100K, if you're related, if you're working in financial related occupation, and if you've got like 1 or 2 years of work experience, you may be around 85, 90 or 95K or around that figure can make a huge difference for Victoria, because they do consider superior English and strong employment. Pradeep Kafle is asking actually how it works. I have lodged EOI for 189, 119 Queensland. Can I lodge EOI for other states also? My nomination occupation ICT security specialist. So Pradeep Kafle, can you lodge EOIs for other states too? The question to answer to that question is yes and no. Only Western Australia allows EOI. If you're onshore, you can do EOI from other states. Other states don't allow you to do EOI. You can do EOI, but where ROI is required, other states don't allow you. It may change this financial year, but that's the current scenario. Okay, and why don't you just take help from a migration agent? Okay, so you can get your file professionally processed, and you get that constant support from your agent. You can send emails, and they can reply to your questions and address you, help you during this whole process, whole journey. Okay. Memon Juhave is asking, hello sir, what are the chances of invitation round in September? Will it happen? Will there be any invitation round in September? I think we just had an invitation round for 189, I think a couple of weeks ago only. So other 189 round, if it comes, it has to be 60 days after of this round. Because why? Because when you get invited for 189, the Department of Home Affairs gives you 60 days to lodge visa. Okay, and the department wants to make sure, suppose they invited 10,000 people, they want to see how many of them were able to lodge their visa application. So suppose they only received 8,000 applications, now they know that these 2,000 numbers would also be invited with some, the next lot. So that's how it works. So they give you 60 days. So 189 round does not come within 60 days. It has to, it comes after 60 days normally, most of the times. Okay. All right. So I'm with you on TikTok for some time. All right. I had a question about 407. Manish, when you ask a question, please elaborate. What is your question? What do you want to know about 407? Your previous comment says 407 for Victoria. Does that mean you're asking whether you can do 407 visa if you're based in Victoria? Yes, you can do. 407 visa is a training visa which can be lodged anywhere in Australia, no matter where you are, whether you are in regional area or you are in city. As long as you have a genuine employer who has a genuine training position and who has an experienced person of that same occupation or trade in that business already employed, who can train you. Okay, so training visa has three different steps. First one is a temporary activity sponsor, where business applies to the Department of Home Affairs to get approval that they can sponsor people. Second one is nomination, and then third one is visa applications. So these are three steps involved in training visa. You can apply for training visa while you're onshore. You can apply for training visa while you're offshore. No problems whatsoever. And there are multiple other requirements. So if you want to discuss your case in detail, please head to my website and book appointment from there. My consultation charges are $165. But don't worry, these charges will become part of the final quote, so you don't lose anything. Okay. Shama Parveen is saying software tester for 190 with 85.5 year experience, home country 3 in Australia, proficient in English. So IT related occupations are not looking good. Okay. Hassan is saying, I'm on bridging visa C. Can I get bridging visa B by any chance? No. You can only get bridging visa B, okay, if you are a holder of either bridging visa A or bridging visa B. If you are a holder of bridging visa C, you cannot get bridging visa B. Okay. Only case where you can get bridging visa B or from bridging visa C, it can only happen in a case where you're bridging, you have bridging visa C, but it is not active yet. Okay, so that means your bridging visa B or A is active. So from A or B, you can get B, but if your C is active, you can't go back and get bridging visa B. I hope that helps. So many questions are coming. Okay. Prema, look, do your UIs separately. I'm not here to break your heart. Okay, keep your all the hopes positively. Do your UIs, and I wish you all the best. We want all of you guys to get invited, but is it realistic? That is what we need to look at. IT related occupations, when the numbers are not very big, they generally don't invite a lot of people in IT occupations. Okay. uh, Victoria does, New South Wales does, but the problem is high points. If you're sitting on top of the table in the top rank, then no issue. Okay, and for different ENSCO, we have different points as well. So sometimes you have 95 the maximum, sometimes you have 100 or even 105 the maximum. Okay. Vikram is asking when I will get my grant for nomination and visa. And visa, Vikram. Processing time for 186 DE nomination lodge on 30th of June 2025. Visa on 28th July. Civil technician working regional New South Wales Council Center. So civil technician if you're working in regional council, civil technician if you're working there in regional council, regional 186 is in priority. It's the second priority. So probably 6 to 8 months. Good 6 to 8 months, I would say. All right. So there are 75 questions, guys. If you're watching me live on TikTok, this is the time to hit that follow button. For those who are new to my live shows, I would love to introduce myself to all of you. My name is Mahinder Singh, and I'm a registered migration agent. We are based in Adelaide, South Australia. We serve clients located throughout Australia and even overseas. If you have any questions, you can post those questions here. But if your questions are too many and too complicated, you would be required to book appointment with me, which you can do from our website, which is www.ems.com.au. Scrolling on the screen here, if you're on YouTube and on Facebook, and it is on this banner here if you're watching me on TikTok. Okay, we come live 2 or 3 times in a week. We also create a lot of meaningful content, not just marketing videos, but meaningful content, because we really want to help people. Okay, so you can follow us if you haven't done so far. Subscribe to our channel so you don't miss our live shows in future. Okay. Anup Maharjan is asking, sir, can we apply for it nomination and visa on the same day for Cook? Can you do it? Yes, you can. If you have enough documents and stuff, then you can do 482 nomination as well as visa on the same day as well. No issues. We have done that successfully with many people. Okay, Mr. Coffee, what is your problem, my friend? Okay, Anoop, I think your question was addressed. Any chance for telecommunication at network planner? Akshu can't really say much. Current requirements for most occupations are having a relevant job. Having a relevant job. Analyst, programmer, software engineer, software and qualification program, NEC within 95 for 190. Points seem to be on the higher side. As you all know, IIT is not priority. So weigh your options. Kabi is saying, hello, sir. If we are going doing a skills assessment as a chef, can I go on a holiday? Can you go on a holiday if you are doing your job ready program? Yes, absolutely. You can go on holiday. Make sure you are getting paid for that holiday if you want if you want to continue to complete those hours. If you're paid, if your employment is paid, if your holiday is paid, then there's no problem. Okay. Any chance for PR for motor mechanic? So motor mechanic, if you are on lower points, does not have high chance for states and all that, unless you are working in your employment is very strong. Look at employer sponsored visas. Okay. Question from Neeraj Subedi. First of all, Neeraj is asking, hi sir, working as IT support technician, New South Wales, period English, 1 year experience, total points will be 90 for 189. IT support technician, 95, 190. Look, Neeraj, I won't recommend you to just stick to your current job unless your employer is willing to sponsor you. You must explore other option and sooner than later. Okay. If you come to me in the last year, Mahinder, nothing has happened. I won't be able to do much. You still have your visa valid for next 2 years. You can take right steps right now to create a pathway going forward. Should you move to other state? That's what I'm saying. We need to work out different ways. If your employer is willing to assist you with employer sponsored visa, if nothing else materializes, then it is worth for you to stay where you are. But if it is not, then you probably need to make a decision right now in next probably couple of months, and have a strategy in place to make sure you don't lose out this opportunity and this time that you have. Sadia is saying, done masters then cert in cert 4 in cookery, experience of 1.5 is enough for 482, not done diploma. Good question. So okay, Sadia, with I would say if you are going for employer sponsored visa for 482, you can go as a cook. Okay, because the requirement for cook is cert 3, but requirement, so I'm gonna show that to you on screen. That's a common confusion people have. Okay, so I want everyone to please come to my YouTube or on Facebook, so I can show you on screen how to read ENSCO. Okay, so Australia and New Zealand, so ENSCO. So if you come to my screen here, should be able to see here. There we go. Now you guys are able to see this ENSCO, and the Department of Home Affairs, or say Migration Regulations and Migration Act, takes this. The requirement is to look at 2022 ENSCO version. Okay, so you need to look at 2022 version. Now, if I search here for cook, then this cook occupation first four digits are this ENSCO code are 3514. Okay, now if you look at this and if you read here indicative skills and skill level. So in Australia, you are required to have AQF certificate 3, including at least 2 years of on-the-job training, or AQF certificate 4. So as a cook, you qualify even if you have AQF certificate 4. So if you have certificate 4 only, you qualify as a cook. So if you're going for 4A2, choose cook, don't choose chef. Now, another issue that you may have is the genuine position. In the nomination, we have to show that position is a genuine position in that particular organization. We generally prove that with the help of a genuine position report. An organization chart is a big part of that genuine position report. So it looks legitimate. So if you go as a cook, then it's fine. But a lot of people are choosing to go as a chef with just only certificate for qualification. The issue here is, if you search chef in ENSCO 2022, you can see the minimum required qualification for chef is AQF associate degree, advanced diploma, or diploma. So minimum is diploma. So this is one of the reasons we have had some refusals other agents have reported. I would never take any chance. I would never take any risk. So if you are going as a chef and if you don't have diploma level qualification, there are high chances of refusal, because you don't meet the qualification criteria for subclass 482 visa. Okay. I want everyone to pay attention, and I want everyone to come to Facebook or on YouTube where I'm sharing this screen. It is so important for everyone to understand if you are a chef and a cook. That is the main challenge that you have. Remember, there's no going back. If your visa is refused, then you go to ART and all that long process starts, which never comes to an end. Okay. So that is the challenge. So if you are only certificate 3 and certificate 4 holder in hospitality, or say in cooking, go for a cook rather than chef. Okay. I hope that helps. Okay. I am a carpenter and I have 65 points for visa 190 and 75 points for visa 491 in any chance. So Mendesenstein, you have chances to get the 491 and 190, but there are criteria to be met. Okay. Mend, I would recommend you to please head to my website from here and book appointment. I would love to know more. Okay. Where are you working? What is your current employment? How much salary you're getting paid? Whether you have studied in South Australia or you have studied somewhere else, we don't know. Okay, so we need to know all that information before I'm able to recommend you something. Please head to my website and book appointment. Drunk is saying, I'm RN experience 2 years. I have 2 years EN experience. Can I apply 186? My work is okay to do it. It can be done. No. So if you have RN, if you are RN, you require 3 years of work experience as RN. If you are an EN, you require 3 years of work experience as EN. Okay. ECT in Tasmania, what is PR pathway? Currently in New South Wales. ECT in Tasmania, what is a PR? I really can't understand. You are saying that you're thinking of moving to Tasmania and you are ECT, you have ECT skills assessment. Things can materialize for you depending upon what you are capable of in terms of your employment outcome in Tasmania. Chili Pixel, high 190 points for business analyst and support engineer in Western Australia. Limited chances, I would say. Explore other options. SL is going to apply pathway 1, so make 76K employer, adding more pay from my annual leave. Is that? Is the employer adding more pay from your annual leave? No, it should be reflected in your hourly salary. Okay, you can have a chat with the employer, but ask for hourly salary. And look, you're not required to get paid from the past, right? Even at the time of nomination, that should be your pay. Okay, SL, I hope that helps. All right, guys, we have 50 viewers on TikTok. We have 9 or 10 viewers on YouTube or on Facebook. Continue to ask questions. I'm going to help as much as I can from my side. Chill Pixels was saying, can we get skills assessment with 1 year advanced diploma of civil with CDR and capstone? We have look. I really cannot comment much on that. We did not put any student in that course, and for obvious reasons, because we don't want to work for my own pocket only. Okay, we want to work for you, which works for you. No shortcuts in life. You got to understand this. If you, the moment someone says we have a shortcut for you, that means you're gonna get stuck on big way. So stop it. Stop yourself. Lynn is saying, can I apply for skilled with 1 year experience accounting back in country with a degree too? So Lynn, if you have 1 year of work experience which can be proved, and if you have seven each equivalent score in English, you can get skills assessment as an accountant, and you can apply for 491, 190, and 189 visa. High points would be required, and accounting is not a priority occupation at this stage. But there is possibility if you have skills and if you have employer, your employer can sponsor you for 482 visa as well. There are some caveats to meet, but it is possible. I would recommend you to book appointment if you want to discuss in detail. Sujita Chan, Fiji, Australia. Hey, I'm interested in under 407 visa. 4 is, can you explain what visa can apply next? So from 403 visa, Sujita, there are limited options for you. And 403 visa, once granted, you will be required to meet the criteria, mostly required to work in the farms and stuff. So partner visa could be an option, okay, if you have a partner in Australia. If you are already in Australia, Lynn, yes, possible under employer sponsored visa or even general skill migration. If you get 8 IELTS, that's fine. Age also matters. High points, and depending on the state and how they see accounting, whether they invite accountants or not. So there are multiple different things that we need to understand. Probably regional area could work out for you. Okay, Lynn. So please book appointment so we can suggest you. We can assess your scenario, do the point calculation, suggest you what to do. Not sure where you are currently located, whether you're employed in your occupation or not, and what kind of employer do you have. Do you work in a company or do you work in an accounting firm? So there are so many different questions that I need to ask from you before I'm able to guide you in the right direction. Working as an ECT with skills assessment, holding 75 points at this moment, looking for options. So if you are ECT and have lower points, Victoria Regional is best option for 491. Just cut to the chase. Find a job in Victoria, full-time ECT, and go for 491 if you are on 75 points. So don't lose your opportunity. Khan, hi, I completed my Bachelor's of Community Service from non-ACW accredited college. Next option. Khan, if you have completed from non-ACW accredited college, you can't get skills assessment without 1 year of full-time work experience. What are your options? Your options could be going for Master of Social Work. Okay, that could be one option. If you hold a student visa, you can go for another student visa as well. But if you hold 485 visa, then there are limited chances. Khan, अगर आपने migration agent से कभी help नहीं ली है, this is the time to talk to an honest, ethical, professional migration agent. Do it right now. आपको इस टाइम पे असेसमेंट करवाना बहुत ज्यादा जरूरी है. Shuja, guys, we have 46 viewers on TikTok. If you guys are watching my live show for the first time, please hit that follow button right now. And there are a lot of videos that are available on our different social media platforms, so you can comment there, you can watch and share. And if you need to discuss your profile with me, head to my website at www.ems.com.au and book appointment from there. We have slots available throughout the day, and even some slots are available late evenings, early mornings, and over weekend too. So take advantage. We are here to help, but first you need to help yourself. Astha Patel is saying, "Hi sir, I have 70 points for 190. After 3 months, I'll be 75. I'm a registered nurse." Asha Patel, where are you located? So registered nurse at 75, too competitive. 80 or 85 or higher is good for 189 if there is any round. And if you have 75 points only, and if you are in New South Wales or maybe Melbourne, then we need to work out a strategy to target regional, so you are able to sort of unlock 491 as well in addition to 190. ECT future in Australia, anyone who has a job in ECT um, would get either 491 or 190 or 189, irrespective of your points. So job is critical factor. Hi, sir. I have 50 points plus 15. Can I apply 491 pathway one? It's strong or not? Absolutely. Points does not matter a lot for 491 pathway one. It is all about strong employment. Most cases. I think this year they may bring this registration for 491 pathway one as well. But I think a lot of people will fail in the employment, because if your employment is strong, it is justifiable, and people, the state nomination bodies can see it is strong. But if you have just created the employment and made it strong, they can see that as well. Vivek Giri is asking, what is the chance for 85 points for um, look, if you're offshore, Vivek, go for 491 only. Look, you can do different UIs, but most likely from offshore 491. And if you're onshore, having a job in the relevant occupation is a critical factor. Engineer Pankaj, after obtaining a 491 visa through current state region, can I relocate to Perth? That's not necessary for FIFO. So remember, 491 visa comes with a condition that you're required to live and work in regional area. And if you're working in Western Australia, that would also be a regional area, unless there are added requirements from that particular state to make you stick to that particular area, that particular state. Praveen Sanbla, yes, it can work. Can it work in? You have ECT qualification, but working as educator, can it work in Tasmania? Maybe for 491, because your occupation, you're not working in nominated occupation. You're working in the same field, but the occupation is not at the same skill level. So you may be able to apply for 491, depending upon how they change their criteria this financial year. But if you're working as educator, if any position comes up with them for ECT, yeah, you should go for it. Marshall Victoria, job in occupation. All the best, Vivek. Also explore, if you have employer willing to sponsor you, explore employer sponsored visa as well. Ire and Hira. Hi, is 186 direct entry visa good for HR advisor in Victoria Metro? It, if refuse it, what next steps? So Ire and Hira. So if you are going as a HR advisor, remember HR advisor is not a small position. It is a very, very solid and good position in a company. But don't go for HR advisor sponsorship 186 direct enter in a small company. Okay, the company has to be pretty big to support a full-time HR advisor, because genuine position is going to be really, really important. Okay, so as long as it is legitimate, genuine, go for it. And if you currently hold a visa, if you lodge the nomination, if the nomination is approved and you lodge a visa in non-regional areas or in metropolitan, it can take up to 12 to 18 months or sometimes a bit longer for processing these employer-sponsored visas, especially 186 if it is not in the regional area. If your position is strong, go for it. There's no reason why you can't do it. Okay, but if you are jabardast, if you're creating the position forcefully, jabardasti jisko bolte hain, if you're creating that position genuine, forcefully to just create that opportunity for sponsorship, that's where the nomination may fail under genuine position criteria. Okay. Australian Jat, hello sir, 70 points painting chances for 189 491 189 पेंटिंग दा 17 ते बहुत डिफिकल्ट है, ठीक है, क्योंकि 80 ते आए सी पिछले साल, इस साल भी आई थिंक कुछ बंदे नु 80 ते आए, मेरा कोई क्लाइंट नहीं सीगा, बट 491 आ सकदा, यस 491 is possible. Hani is saying social worker 190 70 points, 491 80 points, 189 65 points in New South Wales. Job is going to be a critical factor, and if you have skills assessment as a social worker, probably work with your points. So 190 491 are affected by relevant job. And can you get 189? Yes, we got one social worker invited at 85 points. So 80 or 85, even 75 are good for 189. Manisha is saying chances for RN 190 Western Australian graduate with 75 points. Pretty good chances, Manisha. They also have a graduate stream too. Paji, 190 visa conditions done. When will I be eligible for citizenship? Good question, Amrit. So if you are a holder of 190 visa for 1 year, okay, from the date of the grant, 1 year. So if you have held 190 visa for last 12 months, and you haven't been outside Australia for more than 3 months, and if you have been living in Australia for last 4 years, even though 485 visa or on student visa or any other visa, you are eligible to go for citizenship. Okay. Processing times for 482 depends upon where the occupation, where the employer is located. Okay, so generally 3 to 4 months for SID nowadays, but it can take up to 6 months in some cases. Okay, guys, there are lots of questions on YouTube and on Facebook. I am so sorry. So Shruti was asking, I have 90 points on 491, 80 for 190 of civil engineering draftsperson chances. I'm in Western Australia. Can't really comment. I don't have much experience with civil draftspersons. Pavan Singh Chauhan, sir, 494 visa take how much time, including SPS and nomination? Okay, so how much time? 494 regional visa should not take more than 6 to 8 months in most cases if your application is professionally done. Viraj is asking how much time 491 family sponsor registered nurse visa will take. Registered nurses are in priority. It can take 3 to 4 months or sometimes 6 months. Okay, but sometimes even longer. Okay, we have had most of the nurses, their visas got granted between 3 to 4 months from the date of lodgement. Okay, guys, 51 viewers still watching me on TikTok. I have to go in another couple of minutes. So if you guys haven't hit that follow button so far, please do it now. I'm going to come back again on Thursday evening at about the same time, and I'll see you guys there on Thursday. Okay, please hit that follow button. Mercy was asking telecommunication engineer 90 points, 491, 190, any chance? Your points are pretty good, Mercy. But engineering related occupation, especially is mechanical engineer and except civil engineer, mechanical, electronics and electrical engineer, 90 points are fine. You can get invited for 189, but I don't think they are going to give huge number of invitations in those particular occupations, given the limitations of places they have this financial year. Okay, all the best, guys. Please hit that follow button if you haven't done so far. For all the viewers on YouTube and as well as on Facebook, please hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so far. And I will see you guys in my next live show, which is going to be on Thursday, almost at the same time. Okay, thank you for your time, and I'll see you guys in my next live show. Bye-bye.